So good morning. Welcome back to my videos on introduction to cybersecurity. So in today's video, we'll see regarding the tools and the methods used in cybercrime. So coming to the tools and the methods used in cybercrime. So network attack incidents reveal that the attackers are often very systematic in launching their attack. So they just plan how to perform the attack. They will follow the different phases of performing the attack on a system. So while planning this particular steps or the phases for performing the attack or for launching the attack, they will be using different set of the tools and the methods. So the basic stages of an attack are described here to understand how an attacker can compromise a network here. The first stage is initial uncovering. Next one is network probe, crossing the line toward electronic crime, so that is e-crime. So capture the network, grab the data, and covering the tracks. So initial uncovering, so in this step called as a reconnaissance, the attacker gathers information as such as possible. So how much he can just gather. And then about the target by legitimate means, like searching the information about the target on the internet by googling social networking website and the people finder websites. Different types of the ways he uses to gather the information about the user. And then second step, network probe. At the network probe stage, attacker uses more invasive techniques to scan the information. Usually a ping sweep of the network IP address is performed to seek out potential targets, and then a port scanning tool. So he will just check the IP address which is being used by the user mostly. So what is the different types of the ports he has been using so far. So he will just scan to it. And then in the third stage, he will cross the line towards electronic crime. So now the attacker is toward committing what is technically a computer crime. He or she does this by exploiting possible holes on the target system. He will just check the weaknesses of the particular user system, and through those means he will just get an access to the computer or the system of the user. In the fourth stage, he will capture the network. The attacker attempts to own the network. Attacker gains a foothold in the internal network quickly and easily by compromising low priority target systems. The next step is to remove any evidence of the attack. So after getting access, he will quickly and easily compromise that particular, do some changes in the configurations of the system, changes some data in the system, and then he will remove any evidence of the particular attack on the system. And in the fifth stage, he will grab the data. Now the attacker has captured the network. He or she takes advantage of her position to steal the confidential data, customer credit card information, deface web pages, like he will alter the web pages, alter some processes, and even the launch attacks at other sites from your network. So causing a potential expensive and embarrassing situation for an individual or for an organization. So next stage is covering tracks. Though this is the last step in any cyber attack, which refers to the activities undertaken by the attacker to extend misuse of a system without being detected. He will erase every activity he has performed so far on the user system. So one of the tools that the attacker will use is a proxy server for performing the cybercrime. So it's a computer on the network which acts as an intermediary for connections with other computers on the network. So in a network we will be having one server, different clients. Here the attacker will duplicate the server, which we call it as a proxy server. So attacker first connects to the proxy server and establishes a connection with the target system through the existing connections with the proxy. So now the user, if he sends a request to the normal server, it will be redirected to the proxy server. So the proxy server will be the active, making the actual server dumb, right? So the proxy server has the following purposes. It will keep the system behind the curtain. That means mainly for the security reasons. It won't be revealed to the normal user. It will be in a hidden way, and it will speed up access to the resource, like using some crashing technique. So it is usually used to cache the web pages from the web server. And specialized proxy servers are used to filter unwanted content such as advertisements. So these are the different ways how it will be attracting the client to get a request from that particular clients, right? Proxy server can be used as an IP address multiplexer, so it will increase the number of IP addresses so that more number of the systems can be connected to it, so that the attacker from the proxy server can gain access from more number of the systems. Whenever one has only one IP address, so it just multiplexes the IP address. One of the advantages of the proxy server is that its cache memory can serve all the users, so there won't be any delay of the reply. So the users will try to connect to that particular proxy server, so they just think like it's an actual server. So because of the fast responding nature of that proxy server, it will get attracted by most of the users. So if one or more websites are requested frequently, maybe by different users, so it is likely to be in the proxy's cache memory, which will improve users' response time. So in fact, there are special servers available known as the cache servers. So a proxy server can also do the logging. So listed below are few of the websites where the free proxy servers can be found. So proxy for free, public proxy server, prox.com, anonymitychecker.com, and surf24h.com, hidemyass.com. So these are the different types of the free proxy servers that can be used. And coming to this, how these proxy servers can be detected is like we can use an anonymizer. So which is we call it as anonymized proxy, is a tool that attempts to make activity on the internet untraceable. So it accesses the internet on the user's behalf, protecting the personal information by hiding the source computer's identity information. So it will hide every activity that the user do, so that even the proxy server try to logging the data or the information the user is performing on the system, that will be hidden by this anonymizer. So it will allow the user to be hidden state and perform his activities. Few listed websites where more information about anonymizers can be found are www.anonymizer.com, browser.com, anonymize.net, anonymous.ws, anonymousindex.com. These are the few types of the free websites that will provide the anonymizers for free. And next type of the tool that used by an attacker to perform cybercrime is a virus and worm. So computer virus, worm, these are the two different ways. So there are some difference in between the virus and the worm. What is meant by computer virus? It's nothing but a program that can infect the legitimate programs by modifying them to include a possibly evolved copy of itself. So just copy itself again and again. So and it will infect the normal programs, original programs on the system. and virus spread themselves without the knowledge or the permission of the users to potentially large numbers of the programs on many machines. It spreads itself, replicates itself. Viruses can take some typical actions like display a message to prompt an action which may set to the virus, delete some files inside the system into which the virus enter, scramble data on the hard disk, cause erratic screen behavior, may some screen off and on will done without our intervention, and halt to the system or the PC. It will just halt it, just replicate themselves to propagate further harm. So it just replicates itself. So how virus spread is in the three ways it spreads itself. One is through the internet, one is through the standalone system, another is through the network. So this is picture or the image mainly shows this. So the first the virus is intentionally uploaded. It's a virus spread through the internet. So here the virus is intentionally uploaded in the internet or the distributed via the email. So it has been intentionally uploaded in the internet server, and the internet server and the hard disk are infected with the virus now, or the server facilities distribution of the virus. So this server will get infected with the virus, and from here somehow the virus gets downloaded into the computer of unsuspecting user. So the virus get infected to our system, and now the system won't work properly. So this is through the internet. And in the standalone system, first virus infected display like the CD or floppy disk or some secondary drive will be injected into the system, is loaded to the microcomputer system, and that hard disk is infected. Now if this is infected and if it is inserted on this system also get infected with the virus. A clean diskette is loaded into the infected microcomputer system. Now this is a clean, which will, if we want to do some action on this particular clean disk, if it is injected, now when removed, this previously clean diskette is also now infected with the virus, because already the system has been infected with the virus with this particular diskette. Now if you are using the clean which has been injected into that particular infected system, will also get infected. Right, this is through the standalone system. And virus spreads through the local networks. Here the virus is planted in the legitimate program code. Through the program code. First here the server and the systems will be connected one another. So one set of the program will be within that particular virus will be planted. Virus is transmitted by data communication links to the another node on the network. So now this particular within this particular system, if it is been infected, it will, if it is connected to the another server, the virus is also get injected to this new server. Now from this virus propagates itself to the another nodes within the network, so that all the systems in the network will be affected. So this is like in the through the local network the virus gets spreads. So right, these are the differences between the virus and the worms. There are different types of the viruses, like a stealth virus, a self-modified virus, encryption with a variable key virus, polymorphic code virus which changes itself, metamorphic, that means it will be modifying itself again and again. And worms are like email worms, instant messaging worms, internet worms, IRC worms, file sharing network worms. These are the examples of the different types of the worms. And coming to the spread mode of the virus, needs a host program to spread, and here it will be spread itself without any user intervention. And what is meant by virus? It's nothing but a computer is software program that can copy itself and infect the data and the information without the user's knowledge. Without the user knowledge, it will be spread itself from spread. It will get infected with the data. It will infect data and the information. So coming to the worm, it's nothing but a computer program, self-replicating in nature, which spreads through the network. So it can send the copies through the network with or without user intervention. right? So coming to inception, the creeper virus was considered as the first known virus. So the first virus spread through the ARPANET in the early 1970. The name worm was originated from Stock Wave Rider, a science fiction novel published in 1975 by John Brunner, right? So here the name worm has been originated, and prevalence over 1 lakh non-computer viruses have been there, though not all have been attacked computers till 2005. So this prevalence of the virus is very high as against moderate prevalence for the worm. So compared to the worm, virus has been more prevalent, and more number of the viruses has been traced so far, like 1 lakh count has been traced so far. And coming to the types of the virus, computer viruses can be categorized based on the attacks on the various elements of the system, and can put the system and the personal data on the system in danger. So first one is a boot sector virus. So it infects the storage media on and which the operating system is stored, like floppy diskettes and the hard drives, and which is used to start the computer, right? Next one is a program virus. These viruses become active when the program file, like with the extension .bin, .com, .exe, .ovl, .drv is executed. Once these programs get infected, the virus makes copies of itself and replicate and infects the other programs on the computer system. And multipartite virus, so it's a hybrid of the boot vector and the program virus. So it infects the program files along with the boot record when the infected program is active. Okay, so it will affect both it will infect both the boot, that means operating system relating, as well as programs installed on your system. Next is a stealth virus. It's like covered, so it will be in a hidden mask, so it masks itself, so detecting this type of the virus is very difficult. So it can disguise itself in such a way that antivirus software can also cannot even detect it, thereby preventing spreading in the computer system. So we cannot even detect this using antivirus, and we cannot even prevent its spreading. Next is a polymorphic virus. It's like a chameleon. That means it will chameleon as the color changes. So this type of the virus will change its signature, its pattern every time. It spreads through the system, and it will be in multiples and infects the new files within the system every time. Next is a macro virus. Many applications such as Microsoft Word and Microsoft Excel support macros. These macros are programmed as a macro embedded in the document. Next is an ActiveX and Java control virus. All the web browsers have settings about the ActiveX and Java controls. Little awareness is needed about managing and controlling these settings of the web browser. So this particular JavaX and ActiveX and Java control virus mainly concentrate on the web browser settings. Right. So the typical definition of computer virus worms might have a various aspects, such as the virus attacks a specific file types or the files. Virus manipulates the program to execute the task unintentionally. So there won't be any intention, it just manipulates the program to execute the task unintentionally. So viruses in an infected program produces more viruses. An infected program may run without error for a long time. Viruses can modify themselves and may possibly escape detection this way. So that means they will change as a chameleon. Their way of representation will be differed, so based upon the system, based upon the files it has been infected. right? Coming to the Trojan horses and the backdoors. Trojan horse is a program. This is also types of the tools that will be used by an attacker to perform the cybercrime. Trojan horse is a program in which a malicious or the harmful code is contained in. So it's a set of the code or the set of the instructions, so which is apparently harmless programming or the data in such a way that it can get control and cause a harm. For example, ruining the file allocation table on the hard disk. So it looks like a harmless code, but whenever it is being executed, automatically it will become a harmful, ruining the file allocations or file storage on the hard disk. The Trojan horse may get widely redistributed as a part of a computer virus. So the term Trojan horse comes from the Greek mythology about the Trojan War. From that Trojan War, the Trojan horse has been came into existence. Some typical examples of the threats by the Trojan are as below. They erase, overwrite or corrupt the data on the computer, help to spread other malware such as viruses. They deactivate or interfere with the antivirus and the firewall programs. They allow remote access to your computer. They upload and download the files without your knowledge. They gather email addresses and use them for the spam. They log the keystrokes to steal information. They copy the fake links to false websites. They slow down or restart or shut down your system. They reinstall themselves. They disable the task manager. They disable the control panel. If these suspicious activities are on your system, then damn sure your system is being infected with the Trojans. So these are the types of the activities that this particular Trojan will do if it is get installed on our system. Coming to the backdoor, so it's a means of access to your computer program that bypasses some security mechanism. So it bypasses the settings of your antivirus and the firewall on your system. So the programmer may sometimes install a backdoor so that the program can be accessed for troubleshooting or other purposes. Following are a few examples of the backdoor Trojan. Back Orifice. It is a well-known example of backdoor Trojan designed for the remote system administration. It enables a user to control the computer running the Microsoft Windows operating system from the remote location. Next is Bifrost. It is another backdoor Trojan that can infect the Windows 95 through the Vista. It uses a typical server builder and client backdoor program configuration to allow a remote attacker who uses a client to execute arbitrary code on the compromised machine. Next is a SAP backdoors, which is an enterprise resource planning system, and nowadays it's a heart of a business technological platform. So these systems handle the key business processes of organization such as procurement, invoicing, human resources management, billing, stock management and financial planning, right? So next is Onapsis Bizploit, which is open source ERP penetration technique of testing framework developed by Onapsis Research Labs. So this assists security professionals in the discovery, exploration, vulnerability assessment and exploitation phases of specialized ERP penetration tests. So this is about the different types of the backdoors. How to protect from the Trojan horses and the backdoors? There are some steps we have to follow. Stay away from the suspect websites, web links. Avoid downloading free pirated softwares that often get infected by the Trojans, worms, viruses and other things. Surf on the web cautiously. Avoid connecting with and or downloading any information from peer-to-peer networks, which are most dangerous networks to spread Trojan horses and other threats. It may be experienced that after downloading the file, it never works, and here is a threat that although the file has not worked, something must have happened to the system. The malicious software deploys its judgments, and the system is at the serious health risk. So install antivirus Trojan remover software. So now these antivirus have built-in features of protecting the system not only from the viruses and the worms, but also from the malware such as the Trojan horses. Thank you. So this is all about the tools and the methods used to perform the cybercrime by the cyber criminal. Thank you.